Field to field across America with SFP. In the challenging soils outside of Caledonia, New York, I heard from grower Mark Callan that it's all about the roots, and that's where AVAIL from SFP comes in.
With the gravel, you have a hard time retaining water or the moisture, so organic matter is critical, and using AVAIL, it puts on a better root structure to capture that moisture. You got to have a root system to get what little moisture's there when it rains. In the last 2 years, we've used 100% AVAIL on the corn grain and on the dry edible beans, and our yields keep increasing every year.
Mark Callan, southwest of Rochester, New York, a believer in AVAIL, and for good reason. Join us again next week as we go field to field across America with SFP. Field to field across America with SFP. Mark Callan milks cows and grows corn and dry edible beans in New York. And the yield gains on those beans haven't come easy.
I guess one thing I was looking at a while back is our increase in yields haven't been from genetics. The genetics that we're using in the beans is atrocious. Some of them are almost 40 years old, the genetics.
But Mark has started using AVAIL, maximizing the phosphorus he applies. It has made a difference in his beans that wind up in black turtle soup.
5 years ago, our average yield was around 1,300 pounds to the acre of the black turtle soup beans. And like last season, we were just a little shy of 2,500 pounds, or 2,483, I believe, pounds.
Join us again next week, field to field across America with SFP. Field to field across America with SFP. We enjoyed a visit with the Callan family not far southwest of Rochester, New York, where Mark Callan milks cows and grows crops.
Using AVAIL and NutriSphere is all part of being a good steward of the land to keep the operation here, the dairy farm and the cash crop end of it, viable and in compliance with the new federal and state regulations that are going to be coming along, and a lot more of them coming along in years to come. It's going to be very the dairy industry is going to be very regulated, similar to probably the chickens and hog industry.
Like other growers, Mark Callan takes the environment seriously, all right. His family lives out here. Join us again next week as we'll once again take you field to field across America with SFP. Field to field across America with SFP. New York farmer Mark Callan is applying no more nitrogen to his wheat than he had been, but his wheat yield is climbing. What's changed? He's added NutriSphere-N from SFP.
I use NutriSphere-N. We've used it on the wheat, the soft white winter wheat. And usually the end of March or the first couple days of April, we try to get it on. We've been able to actually increase our yields using the NutriSphere. We've kept our nitrogen rates where they were in the past, just that the nitrogen stays there now. It doesn't leach out, and our yields steadily increase, and that's the only thing we've changed, is using the NutriSphere.
Join us here again next week as we share another on-farm visit, field to field across America with SFP.